Let me make sure I'm recording. Yep. Okay. Time for homework. Tonight, for homework, you have this multiplication sheet. Our success criteria for the day was I can use the standard algorithm to multiply two-digit numbers. There are 9 problems on the sheet. You are to complete them all. I'll do the top row. I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3 in the video. And then you're going to complete the remaining 6, okay? We will have a secret word. So let's write secret word down at the bottom. And I'll let you know what that is at some point during this video. Okay, so let us start. I'm going to get nice and close with number 1. We have 13 times 49. So we are going to use our many zoos, many animals strategy. So M, many zoos, and I'll do this color coded, okay? So you can see each step. Many, but you just do it all with a pencil. Many zoos, many animals, okay? So the M stands for multiply, Z stands for 0, M again multiply, and A stands for add. Many zoos, many animals. Okay, so here we go. So we always multiply up from the bottom row, okay? And we start in the ones place. And remember, we have already done 2-digit by 1-digit multiplication. And our first step to multiply is just that. It's multiplying 13 times 9, okay? So we're going to start at the 9, and we're going to multiply 9 times the top number in the ones place, so the 3. 9 times 3, and we're going to skip count by 9s 3 times. Okay? So 9 times 3, 9, 18, 27. Stop. 27. Now, just like when we add or when we multiplied, we have to regroup. 27 is a 2-digit number, a 2 in the tens and a 7 in the ones place. We always put the number in the ones place down below, so the 7, and we carry the 2. Okay? Next, remember, we're forgetting about the 4 right now. We need to multiply using the tens place. So 9 times 1. 9 times 1 is 9. Anything multiplied by 1 stays the same. But we can't forget about the 2 that we carried. We're going to add that on. So 9 times 1 is 9 plus 2. I'm going to put a 9 in my head and count up 2 with my fingers. 9, 10, 11. And the 11 goes down below. Now, I am done with this 2. I always like to just exit out so I don't get confused, okay? We're done with it. It's over. Exit out. My next step, so we've multiplied, my next step is zoo, Z for 0. Now, I need to put a 0 in the ones place because I am now going to multiply in the tens place, okay? So the 0 goes in the ones because I've moved over to the tens place. And I always multiply the bottom number with the number in the ones place first. Just like when we multiply 9, we went with the ones place first, which was the 3, and then the tens place. It's just a little wacky here because we're starting in the tens place, so we still multiply by the ones place first. So 4 times 3, and we're going to skip count by 4s 3 times. 4, 8, 12, stop. I have 12. I have a 2 in the ones place and a 1 in the tens place. So the 1 is going to go here. And I'm glad I crossed this 2 out before because I'm not going to be confused. I'm not going to accidentally add 2, okay? So we multiplied the 4 times the 3 in the ones place. Now we're going to multiply 4 by the 1 in the tens place. 4 times 1, remember, anything times 1 stays the same, is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. Okay? So each step in the multiplication, when you multiply two two-digit numbers, you multiply twice. You multiply the bottom number by the ones place and by the tens place. Here, the bottom number on the tens place by the ones place and the tens place.
Pardon the interruption. Camilla, please report to room 233. Camilla, please report to
And
room
now,
233. And
our
after
final
you
step
use the Chromebook or headphones,
is to add.
it's time to return to the main office.
Okay?
Chromebook and headphones now it's time to return to the main office.
When we add, we start in the ones place. 7 plus 0 is 7. 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 plus 5 is 6. So my answer, 13 times 49, is 637. And remember, my answer in a multiplication problem is called the product. Okay? The product. The numbers that I multiply are the factors. So 13 is a factor, 49 is a factor, and 637 is the product. Okay. So we're going to move on to number 2. Select the cover so you could just focus on the problem, right? Okay. So I'm going to rewrite my strategy up here. What order did I do? I did dark blue first. I'm going to keep it consistent. Many zoos, many animals. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to start in the ones place, right? And remember, the first thing we do, it's like a 2-digit by a 1-digit number. And I start in the ones place and I multiply up to the ones place. 8 times 0, anything times 0 is 0. I noticed today we always have to remember what operation we're using. We don't want to mix up our operations. When you multiply, anything times 0 is 0. Make sure you're multiplying and not adding, okay? Always ask yourself, what is the operation I am doing, okay? So 0. And then we have 8 times 5. And I'm going to skip count. I'm going to skip count by 8s 5 times. 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40. Stop. 8 times 5 is 40. Okay, so I multiplied twice. 8 times 0 and 8 times 5. Good. My next step is 0 because next I'm going to multiply in the tens place. So I need to put a 0 in the ones place because we're starting here, okay, in the tens place. So I start in the tens place and I first multiply up to the ones place. 6 times 0. What is 6 times 0? Tell me, tell me. I hope you said 0. Because anything multiplied by 0 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times 9 is 0. 0 times 1,000 is 0, okay? All right, next 6 times 5. So we're going to skip count by 6 5 times. You can totally skip count by 5 6 times. I like to always go from the bottom up, so I always skip count by whatever that bottom number is. So I'm going to skip count by 6. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. Stop. 6 times 5 is 30. Okay. Our final step is to add it up. Here we go. Oh my gosh. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 4 plus 0 is 4. 3. 3,400 is my product. Excellent. Let's do the final one together, and then you're on your own. Remember, what I would do if I were you, if you're feeling a little lost or you're feeling confused, work these problems out a couple more times. Write 13 times 49 on a scrap piece of paper and try to work it out on your own. And wherever you get stuck, play the video and figure out what you're doing wrong or what you're missing. Okay, that's how you're going to learn. If you can solve these by yourself, then you're going to understand the steps that you need to take to solve the other ones. Okay? Don't just like go to number 4 and be like, I don't know how to do this. No. Go back and work through the other problems. What you don't want to do right now, you don't want to just say, oh, Ms. Coffey's doing 1 through 3. I'm just going to write the numbers. No, you got to think. Okay? You got to keep an open mind. You can totally do this. If you were able to figure out long division, you can figure this out. I'm telling you. Nothing is too hard. It's just challenging. And we, in this class, like a challenge, okay? So whenever you tell yourself it's too hard, you shut your brain off and you prevent yourself from learning, okay? You got to keep an open mind, stay positive, and do your best and keep on going. So again, if you still are a little bit lost and when you go to number 4, you're like, I don't remember, go back. Try to work through the other problems on your own and use the video as a guide. Don't use the video just to write the answers down, okay? All right. So number 3. Many zoos, many animals, multiply, 0, multiply, add. Work through each step. Refer to this. Use this, okay? Don't rush. Okay. So our first step is to multiply. We're going to start with the 3. We start with the bottom number in the ones place. And we multiply the bottom number times the number up top in the ones place. 3 times 2, I'm going to skip count by 3 2 times. 3, 6, stop. 3 times 2 is 6. Okay. Next, 3 times 8, I'm going to skip count by 3's 8 times. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Stop. 3 times 8 is 24. Okay, so I multiplied twice. I multiplied 3 times 2, I got 6. I multiplied 3 times 8, I got 24. And I wrote them both down. Step 1 is done. Moving on to step 2, which is 0. I'm going to place a 0 under the 6 in the ones place because now I'm going to start with that 4. I'm starting in the tens place, right? Okay. And now we're going to go to the 4 and we're going to multiply the 4 times the number in the top ones place. So the 2. 4 times 2, 4, 8. It's 8. I place the 8 down. Now I multiply 4 times 8. I'm going to skip count by 4 8 times, okay? So here we go. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. Stop. 4 times 8 is 32. Okay. My last step is to add, starting in the ones place. 6 plus 0 is 6. And secret word time. All right. This video is sponsored, and it has been brought to you by Aquaphor, the class's favorite healing ointment. Fixes chapped lips, fixes dry skin, itchy patches. It's our go-to, it's our sponsor, it's our word of the day. Aqua. So whenever you write a Q, you gotta follow it up with a U. Aqua. And the 4, PH makes an F sound. So aqua 4. And OR makes OR, right? Aquaphor. There you go. Okay, let's finish adding. Then we have 4 plus 8. Whenever I add, I start with the larger number and I count up them from there. So I'm going to put an 8 in my head and count up 4. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2 in the ones place, a 1 in the 10, so I'm going to carry the 1 up. Then I have 2 plus 2 plus 1. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. And 3. 3,526 is our product. Okay? So 82 times 43 is 3,526. So you're going to do these 6. Some you're going to have to regroup, okay? Like this one, you're going to start at the 3 and you're going to multiply 3 times 6. So I'm going to set you up for here because I'm feeling generous right now. So we're going to skip count by 3s 6 times. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, stop. In 18, the 8 is in the ones place. So the 8 goes down, and the 1 is in the tens place. I carry the 1. Then I multiply 3 times 7. Here we go. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. Stop. 21 plus 1 is 22. My next step is a 0. And then what you're going to do, and I'm going to cross this 1 out so I don't get confused. And then you're going to start with this 3. You're going to multiply 3 times 6 in the ones place. You're going to have to regroup. So again, 3 times 6, we just did it here, is 18. So you're going to put an 8 down here, and you're going to carry a 1 up here. And then you're going to multiply 3 times 7. You already did that just now. It's 21. You're going to add the 1, put it here. You're going to finish your final step of addition, okay? All right, you can do this. Remember, write these. If you're confused, write these on scrap paper. Try and solve them on your own. Wherever you get a little funky, go back in the video and see what you're doing wrong, okay? You also need to write 10 sentences, 10 complete sentences. Make sure your spelling word in your sentence is spelled correctly. Make sure you start your sentence with a capital letter. You end it with punctuation. And try and use a nice adjective in each sentence. So a nice descriptive word. Okay? We want to write 4th grade sentences. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.